Let's talk Docklands. Look, I explored three ideas: the ideological conflict, the visual contrast, and most importantly, the confluence of these that exist in Docklands as it tries to create its identity or find its new identity in a state of flux. Confluence. Confluence is about where the rivers meet, so to speak. But in this case, it is where the water meets the city. The blurring of the lines, as you see the Collins and Latrobe Street extensions over here, demonstrate and talk about the confluence, in my opinion, of how Docklands eventually blends into the city and beyond, into the bay. And the contrast, the visual contrast of having a perspective of the God's eye view, as some call it, or the eagle-eye view, maybe more appropriate in the Docklands as we stand, of how you see your city, how you see the spaces around you. The suburban Australian lifestyle didn't offer this, but now over the last few years, and especially with the growth of Docklands, we have the opportunity to see our city grow around us in a way that we haven't experienced before. Conflict. Well, I see conflict in the old Australian dream of owning land and having a backyard, and the new dream that Docklands offers its inhabitants, for example, is having a Sunday barbecue now about sharing it with the community in the open spaces, or is it still about the suburban barbecue in a backyard? One of the first things I thought about was, how do people associate Docklands, or what do people associate Docklands with currently? The first thing that comes is the foodie, Telstra and the Sunday and Saturday crowds that go past to the foodie. But they almost like go and kiss Docklands without really going further. People really go into Docklands through a bridge and either take the train out of the city or walk away without really experiencing Docklands, without really going beyond that point. To understand life at the Docklands, I had a conversation with the real estate agent.
Whether you're a first home buyer or you're a cashed up single or an empty nester coming in from the eastern suburbs, everyone really values living down here and what Docklands has to offer.
And do you believe that it is an area you would like to live in, considering you've grown up in
Brighton? Well, it's a modern area as opposed to the traditional Brighton setting.
Right.
But I would consider living here because it's so close to the water and the bay. So it's got the fundamentals of what I love about living in Melbourne, being close to the bay and close to the beach and within reach of all the good restaurants and cafes.
What about
Bayside?
What about the challenge of not being able to walk out on the ground, like having your own backyard, etc.? Do you think those kind of things affect your decision?
I think it just it means there's less maintenance involved in living in the area.
Right.
And I think that at the end of the day, that's what people want. There's probably a lot of people who are still of a fairly pessimistic sentiment regarding real estate in Docklands. Traditionally minded people who might stick to the more established areas of Melbourne. But having said that, once you start thinking that, then you're always getting inquiries from someone who's coming in from a Brighton or a Kew or a Surrey Hills or the Footscray or an Altona or a Williamstown, who are downsizing and looking to move into an area that's got a lot of wealth in it, a lot of wealth attached to it as well.
Yeah.
So it's not too dissimilar from where they've come from, and obviously when they've bought something and established themselves down here, they're very happy members of the local community.
We just moved to Melbourne from London.
Right.
And we just wanted to get an apartment. We just wanted to live on the seafront and Docklands is perfect.
Right. And did you ever did you grow up in Melbourne yourself? Or
No,
in
I'm
Australia?
from Ballarat.
Right. Okay. So growing up in a very different lifestyle or different environment, how do you compare living high rise compared to the
Well,
living
it's a completely different lifestyle. I wouldn't do it all my life, but at this point in my life, I really enjoy Docklands.
Yeah.
High rise, you got all healthcare domes, you got new key and everything, with shops and restaurants. It's
Brilliant.
fantastic.
And why would you not do it as a long-term thing?
I think I'd want some land.
Right.
As I'm from the country, so.
Right. So you still have that association with land.
And do you feel the community feel as such, like within a vertical community that we've come to inhabit? Do you?
No.
So you're pretty much in your own world
Yeah,
with your own partner, and that's it.
Yeah, no,
Whereas,
I don't feel much communicating
what,
at all, to be honest.
do you think that is important to you?